Algebra 2 6.9b, inverse variation and equation of variation. If you haven't seen the previous videos, we're now up to 17 for Chapter 6. I don't want you to become lost or confused, so the links are in this description, so you can click on them real quick. An inverse variation is a functional relationship that can be described by the equation y equals the quotient of k and x, k over x, where k is a non-zero constant. Whenever a situation translates to a rational function, f of x equals the quotient of k and x, k over x, or y equals the quotient of k and x, where k is a non-zero constant. We say there's an inverse variation, or that y varies inversely with x. So not with k, but with x, these two, okay? The number k is the constant of variation. So look at this. The faster Tala drives, the quicker she gets home. So if her speed is 10 miles an hour, she gets home in 10 minutes. If her speed is 20 miles an hour, which is doubled, her time is now cut in half to 5 minutes. If her speed is 30 miles per hour, she gets home in 3.3 minutes. And if her speed is 40 miles an hour, she gets home in 2.5 minutes. So the faster she goes, the shorter the time it takes. So the time is inversely affected by her speed. Now, when we were doing direct variation, as she made money at her job, for every hour she worked, her money went up in proportion. In this, the more she speeds, the quicker she gets home. So it's going inversely, it's going the opposite. And the faster she drives, the less minutes it takes, okay? So as this speed is going up, this is going down, see? That's an inverse variation. So when we have y equals the quotient of k and x, the y varies inversely with the x, but the k does not, okay? The k does not vary inversely with the y or x, okay? But the y varies inversely, see? So a bus is traveling a distance of 20 kilometers at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour. And it'll take the bus 1 hour. That's how far away it is, and that's how fast it's going per hour, so it's going to take 1 hour. Well, at 40 kilometers per hour, it'll take the bus a half hour, because now it's going twice as fast, it's going to take half the time. At 60 kilometers an hour, it'll take a third of an hour, and so on, and we can keep going. Now this pattern will give us a set of ordered pairs of numbers, all having the same product. 20 times 1 is 20, 40 times a half is 20, 60 times 1/3 is 20, 80 times 1/4 is 20. See? They all have the same product. And whenever a situation results in pairs of numbers whose product is constant, we say there's an inverse variation. And the time varies inversely with the speed. So we've got the rate times the time is a constant. See? We've got t equals the quotient of 20 and r. See? We can find the constant of variation and an equation of variation where y varies inversely with x and y equals 32 when x equals 2/10. So we know that we have an ordered pair of 2/10 and 32 for x and y, and it's a solution for y equals the quotient of k and x. We plug the values in, and we get 32 equals k divided by 2/10. We can multiply each side by 2/10, and we get 6.4. So we know that 6.4 equals this k over 1, see? Because that cancels out as a 1. This 2/10 and this 2/10 cancels out as a 1. So we're left with 6.4 for k. So our constant of variation is 6.4, and the equation of variation is y equals 6.4 divided by x, where y varies inversely with x. Okay? Let's try another one. The time t to do a job varies inversely as the number of people working. The more people you've got doing the job, the quicker it's going to go, right? So it takes 5 hours for 7 bricklayers to complete the certain job. How long would it take 10 bricklayers to complete the job? So now we've got 3 more people helping, okay? So we've got k equals p times t. We can plug our values in. K equals 5 times 7, or 7 times 5, and that would be 35. And 35 equals 10 times t, because now we've got 10 bricklayers. We can divide each side by that 10 to isolate the t, solve for t, and we get 3.5 for t. Okay? They would be able to do it in 3.5 hours instead of 5 hours. The constant of variation is 35, that's our k, and the equation of variation is p equals 35 divided by t, or 35 equals p times t, where the p varies inversely with the t. So the more people we add, so if we do 20t, we could just keep doing it, and it'll get less and less time that it'll take, see? So our next video is 6.9c, and we're going to do some more of these word problems using variation. I'm going to add this video to the Algebra 2 playlist, and back in Algebra 1 last year, we did 12.6a and b, and those will help you. Those links will be in this video's description and any of the previous videos that are helpful for this lesson, okay? All in this video's description. Just click on them, and the links are going to be right there, right at your fingertips, okay? So I'll see you next video, and keep trying. I'm proud of you. Bye.